back again here with you. Coming to you on a rather early Tuesday morning. At least that's when I'm filming. And I hope everybody's doing real good. Hope everybody's having a good time right now, enjoying the first of the year. Hopefully your weather's not too bad wherever you're at. Hopefully if it is, you're making the best of it and enjoying it. I know a lot of folks are still stuck at home, so it gives you a little bit more time with friends and family to enjoy some heavy snow if you've got it, or just sit around. Maybe if you're having a lot of rain, a lot of places get a lot of rain this time of year. Sit around and enjoy some good books or some good music while you listen to it rain. So before this thing goes out again, we'll do some housekeeping. Smoking a Rossi Rubino Antico, I believe it is, the 8673. Fantastic little pipe. I love them. I have three Rossies, and I love all three of them. They smoke as well as my Sabanellis do. In it, got a bowl of my Mixture 965 by Peterson. Used to be my absolute favorite blend in the world when it was Dunhill. It's somehow different. It's not off by much, but it's somehow different. And I guess since it's been off the market, I've moved on. Found other favorite blends. So, however, this my Mixture 965, even though it states all across the top there, original recipe, it doesn't taste like it. However, it's still a fantastic English blend. If you're looking to get into a good mellow English blend, kind of not mellow, maybe medium bodied, middle of the road, I would recommend that over a lot of things I've smoked. I've recently had a tin of Balkan Sobrani for the first time, and I I don't like it. I would recommend this to somebody over that Balkan Sobrani. Um, so I've put it back to age it to see how that goes. It's just too harsh, straight out of the tin. Now this is a leftover bowl from last night before bed, and I do think it's better this morning than it was last night, according to my notes that I have here. I have notes about everything. So, guys, I thought I'd come to you and talk to you a little bit about something that that isn't talked about that much. Just from what I was used to before in the YTPC and what I'm seeing now and what I've continued to see even during my absence. Folks don't talk a lot about where they're from, and I understand there's reasons behind it. Um, but I wanted to talk about a little bit about where I'm from and kind of how that affects, um, believe about how that affects pipe smoking. So first off, I come from a family. You'll have to excuse the noises. Cats are going crazy. I come from a family. that is primarily Scottish in origin. Uh, there's some English ancestry, there's some German ancestry, there's some Native American ancestry. But primarily Scottish. Don't know exactly when all of the people that made up my family that are today came over the mountains, but it was quite some time ago. And because they picked to live at the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, I feel like that has impacted not only my personal life, but my pipe smoking life as well. And here's why. Um, where I live in East Tennessee, it's almost not frowned upon in any way to use tobacco, whether that's smoking cigarettes, whether it's uh, chewing tobacco, dipping snuff, smoking cigars, smoking a pipe. You'll have to excuse the new camera angle. Uh, that's our 140-pound Newfoundland puppy. That's Penny, one of the cats. She's kind of weird. She's not completely a cat. But it's not looked down upon to use tobacco in any form. And it's kind of a place that's almost stuck in time. It's almost frozen in time. And I say that meaning not that it's backwards. It's a very progressive place to be in the South. But there's something about the Appalachian Mountains, specifically the stretch known as Great Smoky Mountains National Park, that almost kind of looms over everybody and everything that we do. Tend to have a reverence for something that old and something that mystical, almost. Um, and that garners reflection from a young age. At least in me, it did, and wonder. And so naturally, as I grew up, I found a hobby that is based around reflection and wonder. Uh, but you meet so many people that the story's not just, oh, well, my papa smoked a pipe, or my uncle smoked a pipe, or my daddy smoked a pipe. You meet so many people, it's like, I've got a pipe, or I smoke a pipe too. When you're out and about, you take a bowl with you. Because I've dipped snuff for years. And until recently, that's been primarily my tobacco use of choice. But over the past 3 or 4 months, I've not liked it as much since I've been able to start smoking in the house, feeling more comfortable taking my pipes out in public. Because that was, for a long time, it wasn't a stigma, but it was something I just didn't do. But since I've started that, I've realized that when you get on YouTube and you start watching pipe videos, YTPC, everybody seems like really good people. Everybody seems like really down to earth, ordinary people. But there's something. I'm looking for the right word here. There's something unique and something special about everybody in the YTPC outside of the people that aren't part of the YTPC. And it could be the fact that we're brave enough to make a video. Brave enough, pompous enough, whichever way you want to go, it could be looked at either way. But we're brave enough to make videos where we're not talking to anybody, just our phone or just a camera. Of course, most of the time we're sitting in the privacy of our own home, and so we don't look like, crazy people. We don't look ridiculous. We don't have to worry about people being like, oh, what's that weirdo doing? But we still do it. But it's about the camaraderie. It's about being able to share a pipe with somebody else. And being able to communicate. And of course, much like letter writing, sometimes that communication shows up way later than you expected it to. And that's kind of a nice little trick. But living where I live, ordinary people that you would never expect, you find are pipe smokers. And some of them are just every now and then pipe smokers. Some of them are everyday pipe smokers. Some of them are, I used to smoke a pipe smokers. And they see you with yours, and they remember how good it was to smoke their pipe, and they're going to go home and they're going to find their pipe and smoke it again. And that's what I mean by this little stretch of land that it's called East Tennessee is kind of frozen in time. If you go back 100 years, every man had one pipe that he would smoke every now and then. Here, everybody has stories about it. Every Christmas he'd get a can of Carter Hall, or he'd get a can of Velvet, he'd get a can of Prince Albert. Maybe if he was lucky, he got a can of a Dunhill mixture. If they were a little bit more well-to-do. But there's still those people today, and it may just be a perspective I'm looking at it from just my isolated pocket of the world. But it seems to me, as watching most folks talk about local pipe smoking in their area, there's not a lot. When here, I could go and wind up accidentally sharing a pipe with a good portion of the people that are just passing by on the sidewalk. If you happen to be in the city or just, stopping into a restaurant. I've even had a gentleman as I was sitting out on the patio with a friend one day at a local restaurant. They allowed smoking on the patio. We'd finished our lunch. I was smoking half a bowl of Carter Hall. He said, I've got my pipe in my truck. Let me go get it. When I finish, you hang around a little bit. And we'll have a pipe together. And so we did. He was a good gentleman. I believe his name was Andrew. He was a little bit younger than I am. I'm now 27, so you can do the math on that and pick whatever age you want to, a little bit younger than that. anyway, that was just my little thing for today. And I do appreciate some of the comments on the last video that I got. I want to address that real quick. I don't want to worry anybody, but I do appreciate the concern and the well wishes. And I am viewing these videos as a way to mark memories in time for myself that I can go back and look at the moment. And so sometimes you'll have videos like this where it doesn't seem at all normal YTPC content. And I mean, that's not my goal, to create normal content. Because nobody wants to be normal. Everybody wants to bring their own spin. They want to do their own thing. But I mean, mine sound like the ramblings of a madman. That may be because I am a madman. Who knows? Maybe we're all madmen for fighting so hard for something that's been around so long that nobody seems to care about anymore. But I do view these videos right now as a little window into what was going on in my life that point that week, where my thought was at. And so I can't quite remember the name of the gentleman that suggested using those videos for that, but I do appreciate that suggestion, and that was kind of what I was wanting to do. And so, folks, I hope you all are having a good time. I hope you're enjoying good pipes that smoke really well, that you know really well, that are really good friends and really good companions to you. I hope you're smoking tobacco that you just makes you feel warm inside, makes you feel at home. I know this Peterson's My Mixture 965 is not the same friend that I had years ago, but it still makes me feel good to smoke it. Makes me feel at ease and at home. I hope your pipe tobacco is doing the same for you. So guys, not to make this video any longer than it needs to be, I'll go ahead and say this. Stay safe, stay well, keep good company, and always think. Always think. And until next time, bye-bye.